Flagship Network with your boy Walter Black, the first black man Mazolala Ibuze, EP Noyam Yotwala. You know what it is, man. Today we have a very special episode and a very special guest in the building, man, Mr. South Africa. I'm just saying that because I know you're still in the competition, but words create, man.
Exactly. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me, Walter.
Yeah, man.
I'm Deon Lindsay.
Yeah.
And like Walter said, I'm currently in for the semi-finalist in Mr. South Africa for the year of 2022. So looking forward for the competition and what it has in store as well. But definitely doing my best to win this as well. So absolutely
gonna win it, man. You have the black soul, though. Yeah, you know what it is like. Our guest, like the first time I met, both I saw you, like it was on Facebook on Mr. Anthony Facebook page. Like he shared it, and he was like, "This guy is from Mossel Bay." Damn, Mossel Bay has someone who's on the top 30. Finalist, semi-final of Mr. South Africa. I was like, yo, this is too much. So I took a screenshot of that, and then I thought, wow, how can I get hold with this person? You know? And then I remembered Whitney once told me that she's also into modeling stuff. So yeah, I brought it to her at the office. I was like, damn, I want to meet this guy. So she's like, nah, don't worry, he's my friend. He's my friend. And that's why I always tell people, you know, your friendship are your biggest assets. And then she invited you. On that day, I saw you when you walked over. I was like, damn, this is the guy. You know, so I was all worried at the office, like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then she called me in. And then immediately when I entered the door, it was a smile, like I saw a smile in your face. And including Karen, yeah. And it was so nice for real. And then I started to tell you about this podcast, but now I would have to sit down with you. And at the same time, you didn't even ask too many questions. You're like, yeah, don't worry.
Let's do it.
Yeah, like, yo, you know how hard it is to even like find people to be on the podcast, even.
Yeah, I can believe that. That's the spirit that everybody tends to forget about it. Yeah. Everybody tends to forget about the spirit that everybody wants to do in the business as one in the industry. So you want to make a name for yourself, but people are so afraid of going out and try to make a change. And I know that's the most difficult part, but like you said as well, never give up hope, never stop believing, never stop trying. That's the first thing that you have to do.
Nah, man, let's all give our brother a warm welcome.
Thanks a lot,
Yeah, Mr. Deon.
Okay, thank you so much, Walter, for having me. I appreciate it.
Don't worry, I got your back, man.
Always.
Don't worry. You know, like this question there, I always ask myself, because I do also have friends like who are white, you know. But I always ask myself that why all the nice people, like the nice white people, they never like in politics, you know, because it's either you are a modeling or you are a journalist or you are a singer or you are a doctor for dogs. Like for real, is there a recruitment agency maybe for people in politics? Like, you're too soft, we don't want you here.
Well, to be honest with you, Walter, I know politics has a big thing. It plays a big role in everybody's life. Yeah, I think the main reason for people not always going into the politics is it has a big line of commitment. So you don't have the time of, say, instance, you're working from 9 to 5, you have your day shift, and after that you have time for yourself. That's a big commitment that you have to do for a Monday up until a Sunday. So you always have to be ready. You always have to be a part of the society, the community, even if they don't like you. So I think that's the main reason. People don't always want to go to politics, but it's another way to show as well what you want to do, what you can do. So we try to see what our best initiatives are and what we can do to make a change in the communities. It's not always in politics, but it's always something else as well. So we try our best to focus on that point.
That's freedom, man.
Exactly. There's people that have to do it. So.
That's freedom. Okay, let's go back, man. Where did you grow up? Where were you born?
I grew up here in Mossel Bay since the age of 10. I came here to Mossel Bay. We moved with my parents. So I was born in the small town, Hope Town, in the Northern Cape. It's like 120 km from Kimberley. So Northern Cape was the first town for very cold and very hot. Don't be mistaken with that as well. So absolutely. yeah, at the age of 10, I went to law school, Hartenbos. It was here in Hartenbos side, and I went to matriculate in Hoërskool Punt, so high school point. And it was a fantastic journey, I must be honest. If you go out and you live here by the sea, it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
you never want to go back to some dry place that's hot or too cold. So.
Yeah, that's nice, man. So in Xhosa, like people like you, we call them border. They like to claim a lot, but yeah, I was born here. You can't tell me nothing.
Like the change.
Yeah, man. When did you start like modeling?
To be honest with you, that's the interesting question. I started modeling last year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year. It's been a year now, a year and 3 months.
Yeah.
There is a journey regarding that. So it wasn't always my scope of mind. To be honest with you, 5 years ago I was weighing totally overweight. I was 30 to 40 kgs more overweight than weighing more than I am now.
Yeah.
It was a commitment start because I had to go back and I had to find my base and structure and see what I can do. And that's where it all started out. I got a liking in personal training and fitness as well. That structures the
mind.
I
have that
structures the body.
for later.
Exactly. So on that note, I went out and I tried to make a difference for myself. So once you start to enjoy yourself as a physical being, you start to go out and enjoy the things that are outside of what people give to you as well. So hence the reason not asking too many questions for the podcast, because it's an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And after that I started last year with modeling. But to be on a short note, I didn't go out to find modeling. It found me.
It's too much, man. So who inspired you?
Karen Gray.
Yeah,
my girlfriend and my modeling agent as well. So she's the main reason I'm in this. She inspired me to give my best. She inspired me to do the best that I can do and to show me the roots of you don't have to be just on a side note. So for instance, if you play rugby, you don't have to be the bench setter all the time. You can go out, you can make a difference, and that's what she showed me. So she's the main inspiration for all that I'm taking on and my journey in life as well.
Yeah, man. You niggas find a good woman.
Absolutely.
Find a good woman. Yeah, what do you think though about the stereotype where, like, especially to us guys, where we say modeling is for gays or it's just for females?
To be honest with you, Walter, I think the stigma of the society went out. People think that you have to be gay or you have to be just on the feminine side, that you want to do something and make a change. It's not always the reason for that. You can be yourself. You can make the change. You don't have to leave it for somebody else. And you know what the main reason is for men that have that kind of thing and saying that if you want to go into modeling, they usually think it's something else. They don't want to do it themselves. They're waiting for somebody else to do it. And that's the reason why I started to do this as well. To go out and show you don't have to wait for someone else. You don't have to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride and wish for something else 50 years past from now. Then you say to yourself, oh, dang it, I wish I did do what I had.
Yeah, I think that everybody needed to hear, especially here in South Africa.
Exactly.
We love waiting for somebody else. we love to.
So why not start with yourself? And on that note, I want to say I always have a saying since I started last year with modeling. If you want to see the change, be the change.
Be the change.
So it all starts with you.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Mr. South Africa. Why do you think it's not as popular as Miss South Africa? Because,
well, to be honest with you, it has the same platform. It definitely has the same platform as the Miss South Africa. There's always challenges, but like I said, as the previous question that I answered as well, people usually wait, and especially men, they wait up for something else to happen. They don't think it's for them. And that's the main reason. Women are more tend to go out. Women are more tend to prove a point that they can make a difference, because I think the whole stigma came in as well. If you go out a few hundred years back, women were the population that was always placed at the bottom. They didn't have a say. They didn't have any rights to go out and be a person of their own. Everything was left for the society of men. And now the majority came up, because that's an awesome platform that you can start to reinvent yourself and see and get yourself ongoing. And men are now sitting back because what do they want to do? What do they want to show? If women can do it, why do they have to do it? And that's the wrong thing. Everybody has to be their own person. So that's why it seems that the Miss SA is a bigger platform, but the Mr. SA also has a big platform. It just goes out to what you want to achieve with it, what your goal is if you don't get that platform.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, what did the win of Uzozimini, the queen, mean to you, especially when she won our Miss Universe?
That's a big journey. That
Right.
absolutely is a big journey that you have to achieve, and I must be honest with you, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You actually get goosebumps if a person like that steps in out of South Africa, go out into the world, make a change, make a name, and you have to. Don't even have to. You can be proud of what South Africa achieved, and just by one name. And that's the thing. That's the best role models that you can look up to. So it gives you chills if that's the proudest moment that you see somebody else achieve. You actually feel it with the person.
Yeah, she's too much.
And like I mentioned, that's the platform that you want to achieve. You want to show it out to the whole world.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you're from Mossel Bay, like, this is like a farm in a way. Like, what gave you courage to think, but now you can compete like nationally with all these guys from Joburg, from Cape Town? Like, what gave you that
To be honest with you,
confidence? Yeah.
Mossel Bay is a small town. It's not as big as Joburg. It's not as big as Cape Town. But you don't have to live in a big city to make a difference.
Yeah.
Why not start with a small town and then uplift it and put it back on the map? That's the main thing. Because there's so much talent in smaller towns than there are in bigger towns as well. And we usually tend to skip that.
That's so true. That's so true. How supportive is your father on this sport league thing?
Well, he's actually quite supporting me in every journey. I know it's new for them. I know it's new for me as well. But they're not judgmental. They're actually a great support for the team of what I want to achieve. And they're very proud of what I've achieved thus far as well.
Shout out to your parents, man.
Thanks.
They're good parents, man. And congratulations again. Like, you put it our name out there. That's why we had to do this.
Yeah,
also.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
So how
you.
can people vote for you?
They can vote for me at SMS, and I know votes are charged at R2 per SMS.
Yeah,
and
Turan is
free SMSs did not apply, unfortunately not. But you can vote for me at Mr. SA1, so MRSA1 to 40439, and you can send as many SMSs as you want. The more you send, the better the chances are for me to win as well. So absolutely. Thank you so much. Definitely.
Yeah, how is load shedding like affected you and your life?
You know what, Walter? This is an interesting question.
Yeah.
Regarding the purposes that some of the cities have, I know there's feeding lines that has to go to the hospitals, feeding lines in the Mossel Bay area that has to go to Petro SA.
Yeah.
I was blessed to stay at an apartment that was under the line of Petro SA, so I didn't have the implications of load shedding. It didn't even affect me at this stage.
Yeah.
But it's a big propaganda that needs to be taken up with. We can't just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride, because the problem with load shedding is if it goes out and it goes down as well, it doesn't save you any money. Electricity even gets more expensive, even if you have load shedding, and that's a big problem that we have, and nobody wants to take that on. Nobody wants to get to the root, and that's the problem. That's, as mentioned previously before, everybody's waiting for somebody else.
And that's so true. And you know, in the location, they rub you.
Yeah, and I feel really terrible for that.
The thugs celebrated.
Absolutely. The other day I was driving back from Uppington to Mossel Bay again, so I had to go up that side. Klaarstrom is, I think, 15 to 20 k's from the rest.
Yeah.
On that time, it was load shedding as well when we drove past, and it was pitch black. It was only here and there a little bit of light inside of the house, but it's just that small bulbs lights that you have. That's really, it's not.
It's really not.
It's not. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with now, since there's like inflation and stuff, so the crime rate is really high. So load shedding it's a no-no.
You know what load shedding has to be?
Yeah.
No shedding. So we have to do that.
Okay, which one is more important to you, the political party that you're voting for or South Africa?
Being in the competition, We have to be neutral in politics.
Yeah.
So to answer your question regarding that, the whole of South Africa is more important for me than the votes of the political parties. Everybody has to make a change.
That's so true.
So yes,
and you know the reason
the whole South Africa is the biggest part.
Yeah, the reason I ask you this question, then, like, let's make an example. Let's say we are in a bus business.
Yeah.
Our purpose is to make sure that we transport people safe and comfortable, to get to where they go, And then if I see that your bus has a problem, it won't go past that Otoran or Tinukon.
Yes.
Do I think as a businessman that if your bus get an accident, then more people are not going to trust you and your bus, then that means more business for me? Or do I think about the purpose that our purpose is to make sure all these people travel safely? Because I feel like in our country it's really like that. Like most people, they see a problem and they can solve a problem, but they're like, other people need to see.
It's not my problem. That's the thing.
Yeah.
As long as I don't have the problem, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem that South Africa has nowadays.
You see,
they say, I know I'm going to say it in Afrikaans as well. They say people are living with oogklappies. Oogklappies is the eye patches that you have. You say, for instance, you drive a donkey car. Everyone just wants to go through life like that. As long as it doesn't affect me, I'm safe, and that's the problem. But regarding that for the bus as well, my advice would have been, you had to double check before you take out the people.
Like if you see a problem, even if, but you need to, because that's how Ubuntu works. You know about Ubuntu.
Yeah.
But you are because I am. So we need to treat each other like that.
Exactly. We are all human. We are all human. That's the biggest thing that people tend to forget. I know cultures are different.
Yeah.
But it's not always the same. I think the biggest problem that we have, and that's what Karen actually mentioned as well. We, as different cultures, don't usually understand each other on the point, and that's where the frustration gets in. Unless you get to a point where you understand your culture and you understand the other culture, then you can start to communicate on a better purpose, and that's where the misunderstanding comes in, and that's where the frustration happens.
You have my vote.
Thanks.
You have my vote. You have my vote, man. Okay, I saw on your Facebook while I was searching there for stuff, but you are also involved in bodybuilding. So, how important it is, like lifestyle change?
Lifestyle change is very important. I'm just gonna quickly interrupt you there.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding is not one of the purposes that I'm actually doing. It's personal fitness. Fitness training for yourself. Fitness training to change your body, change your feature. I know bodybuilding usually goes into the picture of people that want to build up and bulk. For me, it's the purpose of what you want to achieve at the end of the day. So if you get personal fitness right now, you're slender, you lean, you eat healthy, and healthy body equals a healthy mind. At the end of the day, then you know at least, say 20, 30 years from now, you're actually in a perfect condition because you had time to take care of yourself. And that's where it all starts. People have to go out. And it's a problem nowadays because people are so in a comfort zone to sit in a chair, watch Netflix, drink Herbalife and think everything's going to be better at the end of the day. Nope. You have to get up. You have to get off your couch and you have to start to exercise.
Yeah, and that's what I always tell people. They are growing up in the village there. What I always tell people is, one thing about the village, back then, that was nice. Before we saw how the city life was. As the fact that to fetch water, you need to walk. That's an exercise.
Exactly.
To make fire, you need to walk for wood. That was an exercise also. You see now what people do, they just sit on the couch. Here's the toilet and the
everything's too comfortable. Everything's made comfortable.
Yeah. And that thing is affecting them a lot.
But I can say there is something small that might change a little bit of people's ideas.
Yes.
Sweat is sweet. You have to do it.
Sweat is sweet, man.
You have to do it.
I have to say it also.
Get the heart rate up.
Put a nail on it. Yeah, that's so nice.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the bullying campaign. Were you ever bullied?
I was bullied when I was overweight.
Yeah.
People usually had the idea and they had the saying as well, oh, you can't do it. You won't even run 1K in that weight that you have.
Yeah.
So why not just give up? And that's also a form of bullying. Bullying comes in various forms. It doesn't have to be like somebody's going to take out a punch, hit you in the face, you're just going to sit there back quietly and hope for something better. Actually, bullying has various different forms of what impacts our lives. And the problem is saying words, terrible words, to somebody else is also a form of bullying. Social media is the biggest form of bullying.
Too much. It's too much.
And
Especially like Twitter.
Absolutely. And it's Twitter, Facebook, you can go up there as well. If you post of something that you want to make your own, say for instance, idea that you want to set out to people, then you get people that really just want to disrupt your day, make it terrible. Physical forms, social media, platforms, words, physical abuse. There's a lot of things, and that's the problem now with everything that's happening, not just in South Africa, but regarding the whole world. We can talk about gender-based violence as well, but the form of bullying, to take that back, in the whole world, it's a bigger thing. And the problem is people get to see that. You know what the saying goes? Small children don't do things by listening. They do it by example. So if our generation goes out and say bad words to each other without even compromising or comprehending what the outcome would be, they learn that and then they apply that to the kids at school as well. And that's what they see. They don't see what they learn. They see what they learn what they see. Exactly, and that's the problem. And we started the campaign to see where we can get this, give assistance, get the people back again, because it breaks your self-esteem, it breaks your self-awareness, it breaks you as a physical person as well. So not just mentally, physically. Because what happens at the end of the day, if I'm going to say to you, Walter, sorry man, you're not going to do this, you're going to go out at the end of the day, sit back, get a packet of Lays, sit back on the couch, and that's where it all starts to happen.
That's so true.
So it's terrible.
And to everyone who's bullied out there, don't lose hope. Understand also, this guy, Elon Musk, was also bullied. Now he's the richest man in the world.
Just by example, it all starts with you. You can make the change. You don't have to sit back. There's always assistance. There's always people that can help you, tutor you, give you advice, and see that they can put you back on the right path again. And I mean, that's the best way. If you learn from that, then what will happen? The rest will follow. You will automatically give that detail out to somebody else, and it will change their lives.
That's so true. So how can people help to show support and to fight this good fight?
We are doing color fund runs and raising fundraisers as well to get involved in schools, get involved in the community, see what we can do from our side to uplift. So what I mean with uplifting is we go back to basics. Regarding cell phones and television shows and what Netflix and all that, there's a physical way of that impacts your life. If you go out and you watch something, I'm just taking an example, say for instance Tom Cruise movie or horror movie that you want to watch, it's a bad example for the kids because then they want to try and do that as well. And the biggest problem is cell phone, social media and all that. I mean, you can just pop up to Google, put in something there, it shows more terrible things happening than what you see outside. Say for instance, if you just take yourself and you put it down, you go out to the beach, what feeling do you get there? Happiness. Total, blissful happiness. And that impacts a lot.
Which is very therapeutic.
It is. So we go back to basics, back to camp, back to nature. We take the kids there, teach them survival skills, teach them how to defend yourself. If, for instance, comes into physical bullying, what you can do to teach you self-defense. And then we have people that you can talk to as well, see what your abuse was about, and see what we can do to change that also. So the main thing is just not for our side, but the whole of community to get involved in that. And we want to try and see if we can get satellite offices throughout the whole South Africa to start making the change.
You will get it, man.
Absolutely.
And like he said, you're going back to the future.
Back to basics.
You're going back to the future.
Yes.
Also, let's talk about the opening launch, man. Like, that was beautiful.
You saw the photos?
That was beautiful. Like, that was beautiful. Like I loved it. The background, like the people. How did you get that together?
Thank you for Karen Gray on that matter. I'm just saying out thanks to that for her as well, because all the people that she knows, and it was actually her initiative that started the anti-bullying campaign. She was a finalist for the Mrs. Africa United Continent competition.
Oh,
and she placed at first princess, a first runner-up. And she got the initiative because she saw an article online regarding a little girl. I think she was 13 years old.
Yeah.
And she committed suicide because of cyberbullying. And so they had to raise funds and see what they can do. And her fundraising strategic system was the anti-bullying campaign. So she knows about so many people out there, and business owners, and the deputy mayor and the mayor as well. So we got them involved, and we saw what we can do with the municipality, how they can be involved with that, and that's where it came up. The idea of being informal, the formal way was my idea because of going on to it.
You all swag up.
You have to. You know the reason for that is, I had a saying last year. How many times in your life do you actually go out and just feel that you want to suit up for something special in your life again? We don't do that anymore. And you know what the problem is regarding that? You go out and you just put on a t-shirt, just put on some pants and just walk down the street. It's normal, it's what everybody does. But if you take the suit, you actually feel like more confident, more yourself, more that you can make the change. And that was the reason for doing it in a formal opening launch.
So you had it, even today in his former, so it's special for him, you know.
Absolutely, I have to be for the fans as well, so I like it.
Okay, what's your message to the young ones?
My message to the young ones is, if you want to get a role model in your life, somebody that makes a change in the community, that makes a change for you, that makes a change to everybody that you see, don't take a role model that impacts the life of people more negatively. There's so many role models out there that just wants to own it up for themselves. Get somebody that inspires you to go onto the right path and go out and make the change. It all starts with you. If you're stuck in a situation, you don't have to be stuck. Get yourself unstuck, and the reason for that and how you can do that is it's all in your mind. So get yourself to a positive thought. Get yourself captured in a positive place that you've been in your life. And if you keep your thoughts captive, it will definitely inspire your life to make a positive change. That's why I'm saying, get a role model that's perfect and positive that impacts your life.
Yeah, and make sure you vote for him also.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really would appreciate that.
The last part of the show, can you say Tabaku, it's the Black Sheep Network with your boy Deon Lenson?
Tabaku is the Black Sheep Network with your boy Deon Lenson.
Thanks
so much. Thanks, my friend. If I have one small thing to say before we cut off as well, I would just like to say from my side, thank you so much to you guys for having me here. And a small thing, if you go out to wherever you are, wherever you're watching it, if you see somebody close to you, give them a nice compliment. If you make a change to somebody else's life, it will impact your life to make a change for yourself. You have a perfect red bandana. I like that. Keep it up, man. Thanks, everybody.
Man, it is, man. You know what it is.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I also appreciate it. Thanks, man. Thanks for your time.
Anytime.